sensation of the chest rising and falling. The idea is to have a place to focus your mind. And when you notice it wandering, which no doubt it will, just bring it gently back to the sensation of the breath, observing without judgment. So let's enter the silence, the place of so much nourishment and peace. As we enter post meditation and our sense of sight and hearing, taste and touch return, we attempt to infuse those senses with this sense of deep peace and stillness acquired through meditation, through the practice. And if anything troubling occurred that you wish help with, there are prayer chaplains and counselors available for that help. So thank you for joining us this morning in meditation, and service will begin in 10 minutes.
can we give it up for the Renegade Monks, Jeremy and the Renegade Monks. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I know there will be people filtering in as time goes on, but I know there are a lot more people watching us on live stream as you're out and on vacation. I've been getting texts from people who are away and traveling. So I hope everyone is enjoying their time away, and happy Fathering Day, everyone. Woohoo! We are celebrating that capacity to father, which can be a person, or it can also just be the energy, right, that we get to give to each other. That's my talk, so you'll get that later. For those who don't know who I am, I'm Reverend Deanne Morency, and I am the senior minister here. There were lots of goodies as you were coming in the door, so I just want to point them out. We are celebrating Pride. Happy Pride, everybody. So we have these really fabulous pins that are available to everyone in the lobby. Help yourself. We have, for Fathering Day, we have a little bag of yummy little treats to say thank you. And then the newest booklet is out, and these are in the chair backs in front of you. They did a wonderful job. They took some of Eric Butterworth's more really timeless pieces of wisdom, and if Eric Butterworth is one of the main people who has influenced unity in the more modern era. And so they have something from Eric Butterworth, and then they have an excerpt from a current day unity minister commenting on what Eric Butterworth had said. So these are free. Take as many as you like. Help pass them out to your friends. But this one is definitely one worth keeping. If you're watching online and you would like one, just let the office know, office@unityinmarin.org, and we'll make sure to get this out to you in the mail. So, oh boy, there's so much energy going on. Gabe is our platform assistant today, and he loves to come on Father's Day to be here with us. If you're new to Unity, we are a community that loves to celebrate, loves to connect heart to heart, loves to really be present with each other, recognizing the good that we all are. It's so easy to focus on all the ways that we fail, or all the ways we think we're messing up, or all the things that aren't kind of going the way we want them to go. And we come together in spiritual community to support each other and to recognize the divine that we all are, and to hold that for each other when we forget. And when we come together like that, we're really creating a space and a place in consciousness for transformation. So we get to heal maybe some of those old stories that we're carrying around in us. Anybody in here wrestling with, I'm not worthy, I'm not enough, Okay, so we get to heal those stories, and we also get to recognize the truth of who we each are by looking at each other. So to start us off, I'm going to invite Carolyn Gauthier to come on up. We have a song. The invitation here is whatever it took for you to get here. And if you're watching online, I know sometimes there's lots of distractions around you. I'm going to invite you to really use this opportunity to center and to quiet.
Please join me. I am open, I let go now, living in the light of love. I am open, I let go now, living in the light of love. God is, I am, living in the light of love. God is, I am, living in the light of love. I am open, I let go now, living in the wholeness of love. I am open, I let go now, living in the wholeness of love. God is, I am, living in the wholeness of love. God is, I am, living in the wholeness of love. I am open, I let go now, living in the peace of love. I am open, I let go now, living in the peace of love. God is, I am, living in the peace of love. God is, I am, living in the peace of God love.
And so we breathe into that space, that place that is the wholeness of love, that is the light of love. That's God calling right now. I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to rise. I'm going to invite Wendy Miley to come forward with the prayer box. I'm going to invite the prayer chaplains to encircle this community, and if anyone understands themselves as anchoring consciousness for this community or for the world, please feel free to join them and know that wherever and whenever you are watching, that you are part of this sacred container that we in agreement are creating right now. So the invitation is to breathe in together and to breathe out. And on that next inhale, just allowing ourselves to breathe in that wholeness of love more fully. And on the exhale, to just release anything that we might be carrying in our heart, in our body. Let the shoulders go. Let the tension fall away. Quieting the mind as we open the heart, making ourselves accessible to that which we truly are. Recognizing love and light and joy and possibility and that space, that place that is true connection, for there is only one power, one presence, one life. And as we breathe into this space, I'm going to invite us to open our hearts and our minds on this day where we celebrate that divine masculine, that place, that space that is strength and resilience, that is clarity and decisiveness, that is that place, that space where things are activated. Just feel that place within yourself. Oh, and just blessing this balance as we are listening deeply and allowing the activity to arise. So there's nothing that we're forcing. There's nothing that we are making happen. We are allowing. And I invite you to just call into mind those that you may carry in your heart who have served as those father figures for you through the years. No matter what kind of relationship or non-relationship you might have had with your biological father, in this moment we are opening the container to welcome all who have fathered us. All who have been supportive, decisive, lent their clarity, lent us their strength. And we just hold them all in gratitude. Gratitude for their presence in our lives, past, present, and future. Just holding that divine masculine energy just continues to be a part of our lives, both within each of us and without in the world. And in this moment, I invite us to just see that elevated understanding of Father just blanketing this world. Not a Father of sternness, but a Father of love. Not a Father of judgment, but a Father of clarity. Allowing that deeper, integrated space to reveal itself through us, through this community that is unity in Marin and in the world. Giving thanks for this and so much more. How grateful I am. And in that gratitude, I release this right here, right now, knowing that this prayer is fully done. And I invite you to know with Ashe. Thank you. You may be seated. That Ashe piece is so important because we're looking at a lineage too, right? Our fathers and our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers. I'm going to invite Gabrielle Javier to come forward with our inspirational reading.
Good morning, Unity. Good morning. It is now time for our inspirational reading, a time to let these words become part of your morning reflection, your morning meditation, or prayer. I invite you in this moment to take a deep breath and to pause, to close your eyes if you wish. I invite you to let these words become your words. The affirmation for today is, the divine masculine blesses, energizes, and enlivens my life. Today, we celebrate Father's Day in the United States. And while Father's Day may be a celebration for some, it can also be a challenging for others. Today, we hold Father within Unity's teachings. We celebrate and lift up the divine idea of Father, the divine masculine. Ernest Holmes describes the divine masculine as the assertive principle of living, the projected principle of life, the self-assertive spirit of God and man. Charles Fillmore equates the divine masculine with the power of wisdom. Whether we have experienced the divine idea of Father as our actual biological father or as another father figure, perhaps a friend or a teacher, or even as a divine masculine within ourselves, today we lift the divine masculine high. In this moment, gather into your heart all of your wise mentors and guides, all who have modeled and anchored and empowered strong, energized, and supportive presence in your life. As you call them into your heart, give thanks for the blessing of the divine masculine, however it expresses in our lives. Open your heart in gratitude for that divine impetus that advises, supports, listens, and encourages us to grow and expand so we may live into our gifts and talents to their fullest. That we may also live strong and decisive, wise and patient. Please know this with me. The divine masculine blesses, energizes, and enlivens my life. Thank you.
It is a genuine honor to see you and be here today. And happy Fathering Day to everybody. I welcome to everyone online and to so many faces I've seen for so many, before going on to the slides. One is, I almost feel like it should be renamed Happy Family Day. And for me, that's how the day started. So my wife is here and my 2 kids are off playing, and I was greeted with this incredible, sense of family, kids coming up in the bed, and I have to show you one of my presents. So I got some socks with a picture of my daughter, Grace, whom you've all seen coming in here. And I just feel like the whole, reworking of what masculine and fathering is so important. And I just want to say for me personally why this space and this day and this time is so important. So if I go back 10 years, 2014, I can just walk you in 10 yards through a decade. I was sitting right there with my fiance, to be Neve, and, I was a guy who came to Unity 10 years earlier. I was no father. I didn't think that was going to happen. My own father was not an easy person. And then you kind of fast forward to 2016 and move to about here, and Neve and I had our reception. We were getting married, and we had gotten married out in the courtyard. Then fast forward another 2 years, and I'm up here for Father's Day with Finn in a Bjorn with his little legs dangling. And then you fast forward 4 years, and then Grace is up here in a Bjorn with her arms and legs dangling because she likes to dance. And then here we are today, and I feel like I look out there, and Gabrielle, her father, Arthur, and I see James, and I've seen so many of the testimonials of strong and also loving and capable and compassionate men who are willing to share in every way as being that inspiration. And that's kind of what brings me here today, and why I think this day is important for all of us. It's really a family day. So thank you all for being here, and I really look forward to Reverend Deanne's service in her sermon. And on that note, I wanted to acknowledge her book, which I just bought this morning. It's 11 chapters with exercises. It was a good read. Kidding. But I think it's really important for us also to partake in her journey. I would almost say her transfiguration into the Word. So, we hear her every week, but this is a chance to see her express herself in a way that kind of stays in the Word and in writing, and I really look forward to reading that. So for the awards, the Silver Nautilus and the 2 bronze, we thank you, and for all your work. So we know we're all part of a welcome team, if I can rephrase that. We're all a family, and I really feel that. After 15 years here, I feel this is home, and I hope everyone here feels that. And if you're new, we really want you to feel like this is home. It's a safe place, it's a place of growth, it's a place of connection. So afterwards in the courtyard, there's always a chance to socialize and get some good food and say hi to people, so welcome to all of you. Also starting today, we're doing a discussion circle, and that's really going to be, some reflections on today. And I think, as always, the rhythm of traditional religion is Sunday, 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 Sunday. And here, this is a chance to really take this into your life and weave it in. So please join that. And in general, connect with us in any way you can. So there's text, and that's very simple. You just dial that number, and I promise it's not spam. I've done that, and I get maybe 2 a week, and they're usually meaningful. There's also all the great social media these days, TikTok and Instagram, and just go to the Unity in Marin hashtag or whatever, gets you to that. That's not a hashtag. And then we have the spiritual connection cards. Sometimes it's nice just to write something down, and they're in the flyers. So that's a way to get some prayer support. Generally, if you have a thought, a concern, something, you can write it down, and know that other people will join you in whatever it is that's on your heart. And it's prayed on here and sent to Unity Village to be prayed on afterwards. One thing we do here is we share our beliefs and we grow together. So maybe we can say together our vision and our mission. So our vision, world spiritually awakened and transformed through realizing our divine potential. And our mission, Unity in Marin, is a loving community dedicated to spiritual growth, city service. We honor and care for ourselves, each other, and the natural world. And our core values, connectivity, inclusivity, authenticity, let's say those together. So for connectivity, living in an awareness of unity with all. And inclusivity, cultivating a safe space to celebrate diversity, value of uniqueness of every person. And authenticity, being true to ourselves, our values, and our spirit. Okay, and this next slide is just showing you how much is going on here in June and July. So this is all on the website, the unityinmarin.org, and we have the Juneteenth and Gay Pride and lots of other events, and some of them will be announced later in the service. I wanted to call out our flower sponsor today, Joel Kaufman and Santon de la Villa, and they're observing Juneteenth this week. So Wendy Miley arranged these flowers. They're gorgeous, as always, and thank you all, and what a wonderful thing to celebrate. And we also have hospitality sponsors, so afterwards there's a little tent there and some goodies. And so Kevin Seaver and Lynn Seaver-Forsey, thank you both very much. And we also want to say happy birthday to our new teens. Well, this is from, to Jaden and Fonzie, and congratulations to the graduating 8th grader, Lonnie. So much to celebrate. Thank you all. And the flowers are arranged by Wendy Miley. Thank you, Wendy. And if anybody wants to be a hospitality or a flower sponsor, Charcel is always, oh my God, I was briefed and I forgot my briefing. We have a birthday to celebrate. So Debbie, who's up here and I think is here today, we wanted to say happy birthday. And I can't believe they got a picture of her on the cake. It's really amazing. So, thank you so much, Debbie. I watch her up here and I'm inspired. She's got the stand-up going. All right, and also 60th anniversary dance party and raffle, our Good Vibrations, and Reverend Deanne's going to tell us more about that.
So this was our first fundraiser of the year, was the Good Vibrations Dance Party. Did the people who were there, did we have a lot of fun? It was so much fun. It really was. So we raised a grand total of, after expenses, $5,817, which is great for an event like that. And almost 2,600 was from the raffle. So thank you to everybody who bought a raffle ticket and participated in that. So our fabulous musical inspiration today is Deborah Winters, and I'm going to turn it over to her.
Good morning, Unity. Hello, hello, hello. Happy, beautiful Fathering Day. And it is a good family day, isn't it? When I walk through deep waters, I know that you will be with me. And when I'm standing in the fire, I will not be overcome. Through the valley of the shadow, I will not fear. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me. You will never leave me. In see your light inside of me. The dark of night will not overtake me. I will find myself in you. Oh, you fight my every battle, and in your wisdom I will hear, I am not alone, I am not alone. You will go before me, you will never leave me. I am not alone, I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. You amaze me, you see me, and you call me as your own. You amaze me, and you see me, and you call me as your own. You amaze me, and you see me, and you call me as your own. You're my strength, you're my defender, you're my refuge in the storm. Through these trials, you've always been faithful, and you bring healing to my soul. And I am not alone, no, I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me. I am not alone, I am not alone. And you will go before me, you will never leave me. No, I am not alone. Sing with me. Oh, I am not alone. You will go before me, you will never leave me. Oh, I am not alone. Oh, no, I am not alone. I am not alone. I am not alone. You will go before me, and you will never leave me.
Well, let's just go home now, shall we? Ah. So my dad's birthday is May 31st. And he passed away 11 years ago on Father's Day. That weekend. And like maybe a week, like the week of the 31st, I was like, I looked at Chris and I was like, I'm struggling. And she said, honey, it's that time of year. It's that time of year. Those relationships are so complicated, aren't they? On so many levels. And so, as you know, especially when you're coming to a spiritual community and you think that you're going to be talking about Father, you know, what comes into mind? Our Father. How do you fill in the rest? Depending on your upbringing, there's lots of variations. One of them is this person, deity, sitting on a throne. The Father who art in heaven. And then maybe we have Jesus or Buddha that fills that space of whatever that understanding of Father might be. And then there's the Father that we maybe know, or the Father maybe we didn't know. But somewhere in all of that, there is this divine idea of Father. Can you feel that with me? That it's not something elusive, it's not something out there. The divine idea of Father isn't just inhabited by my dad. It's also inhabited in me, and it's inhabited in you, and it's available to all of us. It's not some deity on a throne, even if that throne lives in the very seat of our heart. It's something that's actually tangible. It's something that's inviting us to stand as something. And the idea being that, like, we put all these restrictions on what Father is, based on whatever our life experience might have been. It's good, it's bad, it's complex. I did it, right? It's complicated. The truth is that the divine idea of Father is limitless. It is not limited by what you may have already experienced in your life. Are you open to experiencing the divine idea of Father in a different way? Because that's really what spiritual teachings invite us into, to continue growing, to continue evolving, to continue discovering something that perhaps we didn't understand before. And so, you know, it's interesting what's going on in our world right now. I went online. It's interesting. I realized I don't often give Father Day talks. I think it's because I get too emotional. So on some level, I've just always had guest speakers on Father's Day. So I realized I hadn't done a talk on Father's Day since 2017. And I was looking at what that talk was, and I had some quotes in there, and I wanted to go and double check references. No, I'm okay, thanks. I'm okay. I wanted to go and double check references, and I couldn't find them anymore, which was interesting. What I could find about the divine masculine was all this intense polarity around masculinity and femininity. And I mean, it is very alive right now in our culture. There's a whole world on TikTok which is filled with what one side of the spectrum would call toxic masculinity, and the other side would call traditional masculinity. It's kind of everywhere. And I loved what Gabe said, that there's this place, this space where we are being invited into the limitless potential of Father, and it has nothing to do with biology. So why I love this image of the yin-yang is because it kind of takes the biology out of it. It's yin and it's yang. It is the activation principle, and it is the reception principle. And if you'll notice, within the active principle, there's that little dot of receptivity. And within the receptivity principle, there is that little dot of activation. We are never just one thing. We have wholeness available to us, and that's what we teach at Unity, is wholeness, right? So my question for you is, where is your life activated from? Is it activated from this place of understanding your wholeness? Or are you limiting your understanding of who you actually are because you've decided that the titles that we have given ourselves, teacher, mother, father, student, pupil, grandchild, whatever they are, how are you limiting how you might be able to show up in this world? And so one of the things that always comes up is this idea between the ego idea of what perhaps the divine masculine might be versus the divine idea of what the divine masculine might be. And the invitation is always for us to go deeper than just what our personality might be attached to. I love my father, but he was a difficult man sometimes. That was him. That wasn't the principle of divine masculinity. Does that make sense? And I will never forget the moment when he showed up as the divine masculine for me. I was in the midst of the breakup that broke me open. And he could tell how much I was struggling. And my father, who I loved him, but he had the emotional intelligence of like an ant, said to me, I don't know what to do for you, but if I could, I would take all of your pain. Something happened for him in that moment where he let go of what he thought father was supposed to be, right? Strong, assertive. I'm the one who's supposed to shove you out into the world. I'm the one who's going to make sure that you know how to survive in the world. I'm the one who's going to make sure that you aren't, soft, that you are prepared for whatever the world is going to send your way. And in that moment, something else came through him. And it was so healing for me. Because, of course, he couldn't take my pain away, but just the idea that somebody would be willing to do that, just the willingness. So I talked about this last week, about how we're being invited to activate our intuition and our spiritual self-reliance. And this idea of spiritual self-reliance means that we are aware that there is something that is larger than just our ego. There is something that we actually are that is larger than our ego. But notice it's intuition and spiritual self-reliance. We need both. We need the yin-yang. If we are just standing in our decisiveness and our rational thought and our love of structure and our get-it-done kind of way, and we disconnect from that deeper understanding of who we are, what you get is kind of what we see in the world all around us, where people's priorities are focused on the getting of things, focused on what they personally can accomplish, rather than what is in the best interests of the entire world. So that transformation actually can start with us. It can actually begin here. Because what we know in unity is there's only one mind, there's only one heart, there's only one breath, there's only oneness, and what's alive in me right here is actually available everywhere. So when Linda and I, in my book, talk about this idea of being a divine human, there is nothing wrong with your ego. There is nothing wrong with your personality. Everyone breathe into that for a second, because I know we don't really believe that. But there is nothing wrong with your personality, with your ego, the part of you that worries about what you look like when you put on your outfit, the part of you that is concerned about things that are happening to you and only to you. There is nothing wrong with that part of yourself. What we are looking to be and become is an integrated divine human. We don't have to leave our humanness at the door. I personally love my personality. Not everybody does, but I do. I don't want that to be diluted or dismissed or diminished. The idea behind being a divine human is that our spiritual capacity it enhances and supports and nourishes that sense of self that we carry into the world. Now, this is a radical shift from a lot of what you'll get out there in spiritual community, where you have to eradicate the ego, make the ego submit. And I want to invite us into something that's much gentler, where we get to let our life experience be part of how we make decisions. But at the same time, we're also in touch with intuition and wisdom and possibility. Our life experience doesn't become the only thing that is guiding our decisions. It's really, wholeness, integration, wholeness. I'll say those words over and over and over again. Integrating the wholeness that you already are. I just want to go back. You don't have to become any of these things. You already are courage, you already are resilience, you already have flow, you already have vision, you already are compassion. All of this is already yours. But it's how we are willing to access it that creates these challenges and these limitations where we don't get to fulfill our heart's desire. We sell ourselves short over and over and over again because we think, oh, I can't be that. Walt Whitman said, I contain multitudes. Your heart can never have what it longs for when it is full of what you have settled for. So last week I talked about the life visioning process, and it's interesting because as I was sitting with this talk, I realized, and the workshop that we had, amazing questions and amazing discussion that came up, and one of the pieces that really arose was this idea of integration, that our ego isn't the bad guy, and that we get to listen. So if you look at the process, what you'll see is that the first step is a receptive place, where all we're doing is asking a question. What is the divine idea of my life? And then we get to ask the part that our more activated self will enjoy. What do I need to become? What's seeking to be revealed about me? What do I need to release about me? What do I already have that I can activate, that I can bring into this situation? And can you feel how this is that's why this process is so powerful, is because it is an integrated, balanced approach that allows the yin-yang that we are to dance together. So just briefly, I know not everybody was here last week, we're all on vacation, right? So when we're visioning, we're asking the question, what is the divine idea of my life? And we're trying to let the ego go. We're trying to let the idea that we already think we know what it is that we're supposed to be and do, letting it go. And we open into just this space of receptivity. And what we might catch might kind of feel like this. It's like, it's blue. I have no idea what it is. I have no idea what it is. But then we vision again. And we get a couple more pieces. We still don't know what it is. But we're getting more information. We still don't know what it is. But again, are we starting to get a sense that there is a pattern here? There is something that we can begin to allow the activated part of ourselves to get a handle on. And then we keep going until eventually something emerges that just we go, oh, there it is. I shared a story at Agape. So Agape was founded on the visioning process. So a group of people got together, they visioned what would a spiritual community look like, and that was how Agape was born. And everything at Agape starts with the visioning process, everything. And so my graduating practitioner class, there's a tradition that the graduating practitioner class creates the installation for the practitioner class coming behind us. And so my practitioner class started visioning. We started off once a month, and then as we got closer to the date, we were doing more and more visioning sessions on the phone, all on the phone, because we were all scattered everywhere. And the thing I kept catching over and over and over again was a Ferris wheel at night in the dark, all lit up. This was a spiritual initiation process. Where does a Ferris wheel, in the dark come into play? I kept seeing it every visioning. They would say, "What did you catch?" And I'd be like, "I got that Ferris wheel again." We had no idea why the Ferris wheel kept showing up, and we didn't worry about it. We get to the day where we're trying to put everything together, and we set everything up the way we had decided with our ego selves what it should look like in the room, and it sucked. It was awful. It totally did not work. Anybody know that feeling? All right, totally didn't work. And we're sitting there thinking, okay, how can we reinvent this? What are we gonna do? And we were like, okay, we've got some dividers and we've got lights. Let's string the lights. Let's sort of create a space. And the next thing you know, as we finish and step back, is somebody turned to me and said, "There's the Ferris wheel." And it was the Ferris wheel on the ground with a center of string of lights all around it, and these spokes of light coming off of it, and then another ring of lights all around the outside edge. And it looked like a Ferris wheel sitting on the ground. It's not a logical process, but can you see how there was an interaction, a balanced interaction between the receptivity and the activity? And the willing to let go of what the ego thought was going to work as soon as we realized it wasn't going to work. A willingness to re-engage. So Charles Fillmore says, when you get a strong perception of something that your inner mind tells you is true and good, act on it. Because that's the divine masculine. Act on it. And then the question that came up in the workshop was, well, how do you know? How do you know if it's a divine idea or it's an ego idea? How do you know? So one way I will say that you can tell is that your ego ideas, and let me be clear, your ego ideas are not bad. Your ego ideas are awesome. Your ego ideas are going to feel like you can accomplish them. You're going to be able to be like, okay, we're going to do that, and I see step A, step B, step C, and I know I can accomplish it. The divine idea, you are going to have no idea how you could possibly make that happen. Because you have to become something that you're not allowing to fully express right now in order for that to actually become manifest. Does that make sense? So your ego ideas actually keep the status quo. Can you feel that? Divine ideas that freak us out in a good way are the ones that push us forward. And that is the true divine masculine. The true divine masculine isn't about the to-do list that I check off that I get done because my mind is saying that and that and that and that. The true divine masculine is that which pulls us into something that is completely different and new. And so really quickly, this also came up, and I want to really address this because I think it's really powerful. The difference between visualizing and visioning, because what we were working on was visioning. Visualizing, how many people in here have done a vision board? Done something where you've sort of created the vision of a visual representation of what it is that we want in our life, right? So that's visualizing. And visioning is what I showed you, where we just ask questions. And we invite something to emerge with patience and compassion. Can you feel how different they are? So where they come from is from different levels of consciousness, right? So, and I've shared this before, so we have victim consciousness, which is where we think everything happens to me. We have victor or manifestor consciousness, where we think everything happens by me. I'm going to get that done. I can do that. Anybody in here relate to that? All right? And then we have channel, where things happen through me. Anytime you feel like you hear yourself saying, like, I don't know what came out of my mouth. Something else took over. That's channel consciousness. And then what we are all here to attempt to live into as fully and as powerfully as we can is the as me. That's the integrated divine human. Jesus did this. He walked amongst us. He did not sit on a cushion somewhere. He walked amongst us. He interacted with people. His eyes were wide open as he lived into the I am. That's what we are being invited to in our day-to-day. So visualizing, which is a powerful practice, don't get me wrong. Again, there's no wrong here. Visualizing, can you feel how it's part of the by me? I'm deciding what I want my house to look like, and I'm going to build pictures of it, and then I'm the one in control of everything. And visioning is part of this channel as me, right? It's opening up to the something. So visioning is what allows us to become spiritually self-reliant, because we begin to trust that there is something larger than us, than our ego self, that we can activate and use and be present with. So how do you know if it's the ego or if it's our divine self? As I said in the class, you just start to figure it out. Everybody's journey is different, so you just need to be curious. You need to be willing to explore. You need to be willing to screw it up. Anybody in here willing to screw it up? You got to be willing to screw it up. You have to have a lot of courage and commitment and allowing experience to guide us, but not because we want an end result, but because the experience is helping us to understand how we, from a human understanding, actually can be divine. I call it almost breaking the code. We have to break the code down so that we are integrated. We understand what we're feeling or catching, there's no one answer to this. And the biggest thing is there are no mistakes. There are no mistakes. I moved to LA thinking I was going to play a minister on TV. But while I was there, I found agape. No mistakes. My ego took me to LA. My ego thought, this is where I'm going to get my career going. This is, right, all that stuff. And at the same time, something else was also operating. So that I landed at agape, and all of a sudden I realized, I'm not going to play a minister on TV. I'm actually going to be one. So there are no mistakes, right? Even if it is your ego, quote unquote, leading you, just be open and explore and listen and discover. So I want to leave you with this quote. I found this. This goes back to there is just so much tension right now between this idea of masculine and feminine, and the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Spiritual maturity is about nurturing, honoring, and balancing both sides of our nature. And all men, women, non-binary, trans people possess both the masculine and feminine aspects within. Ignoring, suppressing, demonizing, or treating one type of energy as less than another is spiritually immature and ultimately creates suffering. Don't give fuel to your shadow self. Don't perpetuate more division within the world. Learn how to awaken both types of energy within yourself in a healthy way. Can I get an amen? Because this is a place of division. You can feel it, right? And both sides, quote unquote, think that the other type is less than. Can you feel that too? What if there is no less than? What if there is no greater than? What if there is just balance and wholeness? That's it. We're all being invited to more balance, more wholeness, more truth. So let's take this into our time of meditation. Let's breathe into that place, that space that we know is the activator within, and maybe that activator has been linked to getting things done. So can we, in this moment, just choose to unhook it from that? That's a limiting idea. And instead, welcome the activator that is moving from a place of receptivity. That we are listening and responding. And we are responding with courage. We are responding with strength. We are responding with that capacity within each one of us to be strong and clear. Can you feel the fear falling away? And as we say yes to this, we are compassionately active in the world. We are able to manifest and demonstrate our greatest yet to be. We are able to hear and listen to what is ours to do and when and how we are called to do it. And it is not coming from a sense of self with a small s, but it is arising from the I am that we all are. So I invite you right now to just be the yin yang. Be the receptive with the active and the active with the receptive. And just allowing that energy to inform you as we take a few moments and rest together. Listening, actively listening in the silence. And it's from this space of infinite potential that I'm just going to invite you to embrace yourself. Embrace all the aspects of yourself that you think need to be changed, that you think are obstacles to what it is that you are trying to achieve. And I'm just going to invite you to enfold all of you in this beautiful yin-yang, receptive, active, and to listen to what it is that you are called to do. What is it that you might need to let go of this day? What is it that you might need to own about yourself that you already know? And what is it that you know that you are being called forth to stand as in a whole new way? And just allow yourselves to commit right now to saying yes. Yes to whatever it is that you hear. Allowing yourself to trust. To trust that truly, when we are listening, everything makes itself known with ease and with grace. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. So our affirmation for today, the divine masculine blesses, energizes, and enlivens my life. Can we please know this together? The divine masculine blesses, energizes, and enlivens my life. And so it is.
Take all my vicious words and turn them into something good. Take all my preconceptions and let the truth be understood. Take all my prized possessions, leave only what I need. Take all my pieces of doubt and let me be what's underneath. Courage is when you're afraid, but you keep on moving anyway. Courage is when you're in pain, but you keep on living anyway. We all have excuses why, living in fear, something in us dies. Like a bird with broken wings, it's not how high we fly, but the song we sing. Yes, courage is when you're afraid, but you keep on moving anyway. Courage is when you're in pain, but you keep on living anyway. But you keep on moving anyway. Yes, you keep on living anyway. Courage is when you're afraid. Courage is when it all seems gray. Yes, courage is when you make a change and you keep on living anyway. Yes, courage is when you're in doubt and you keep on moving anyway. And courage is when you're in pain, but you keep on loving, living anyway. Yes, you keep on loving anyway. Yes, you keep on living anyway.
Thank you, Deborah Winters. It's always a treat to have you here, and I'm always lucky. I seem to get to be here when Deborah is. Thank you so much. And thank you, Reverend Deanne, for really sharing so personally, not just about your father, but about your whole spiritual journey. And I really feel you have a gift of taking sometimes bitter and conflicting opposites and things that are not just divided between people, but within people, and courageously and authentically finding a way to, get them to reconcile. So thank you for that message today. Thanks. So we have a few more announcements. One thing that we're doing now are we're starting community small groups, and this is a way for us to get to know each other better, to go into depth on some of these topics. And today is actually the last day to form a group like that, and that's going to be out in, you can do that outside. And we have 11 facilitators already, so join, this is really a great way to get deeper into the community. And Reverend Deanne has a message here about our Heritage Corner.
Yes. So this is our main fundraising event of the year. If you remember from the annual meeting, we did have a gap in our budget, right? And we agreed that we were going to do it we were going to make up that gap with fundraising. And so this is our main fundraising event for the year to be able to close that gap. And it's also a way for us to, I love that it's working on so many levels, right? So it's going to close the gap, but it's also going to beautify our campus. We are going to have a location now where couples are going to know where to stand in our courtyard when they want to get married, right? They're going to actually have a beautiful spot to be able to get married when we do rentals. And it's a way to create a lasting legacy. We're celebrating 60 years. And by creating a legacy, we are creating something that future generations are going to see and honor and be blessed by. So you can honor anybody. You can honor people from Unity and Marin, but you don't have to just do that. You can honor family members. You can, in the Jewish tradition, you honor the people who have passed on, right? And so you can permanently have gratitude for them here on our beautiful campus. And then, so it's $1,000 a paver for a customized paver. You need to pledge by the end of this month, and then we can do payment plans. So everyone take a breath. Right? We can do payment plans. And we also have the community paver, which is honoring all of our ministers who have been here for the last 60 years and standing in gratitude for them. And so any amount is welcome as a donation to that particular paver. Does that make sense to everyone? So spread the word too. Maybe you've got some friends and family that might want to honor you by buying a paver here on campus. Yes? Does that make sense? Right? So just spread the word amongst your circle. All right, Gabe, it's back to you.
All right. Well, I know we're going to buy a brick, so thank you. So this is that time in the service for giving and receiving, and that we have so many generous people here, and we are a self-sustaining community. Everything you see here, all the facilities and the help and all that comes from our own giving. And so there are lots of ways to give. The slide shows there's the Church Center app, and if you're live streaming, there's a QR code. There's also an envelope right now in your bulletin, or you can just mail it to the address here at 600 Palm Drive. But anything that you give, and sometimes we give our time, sometimes we give in other ways, but really, some of these things keep the lights going, so we appreciate any contributions. Also, we have the Spiritual Connection card that's inside your bulletin, and that's a way to, let us know a little bit more about yourself and put a prayer in. And so now maybe we can say the offering affirmation together. I am the power of abundance, giving and receiving gratefully. Great. And Deborah, we have another song, and we will have the ushers please come up and do our giving and receiving.
I have often dreamed of a far-off place where a hero's welcome would be waiting for me, where the crowds will cheer when they see my face, and a voice keeps saying, this is where I'm meant to be. I'll be there I can go the distance, I will find my way. If I can be strong, I know every mile will be worth my while. When I go the distance, I'll be right where I belong. Down an unknown road to embrace my fate. Though that road may wander, it will lead me to find you. That 1,000 years would be worth the wait. It might take a lifetime, but somehow I'll see it through, and I won't look back. Oh, I can go the distance, and I'll stay on track. No, I won't accept defeat. It's an uphill slope, but I won't lose hope till I go the distance and my journey is complete. But to look beyond the glory is the hardest part, for a hero's strength is measured by his heart. Like a shooting star, oh, I will go the distance, I will search the world, and I will face its harms. I don't care how far, oh, I can go the distance. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who we really, really are.
Thank you again, Deborah, and thank you, Jeremy and Renegade Monks. You guys sound great today. All right, is Tom Brown in the house? Tom Brown. Come on up. Sorry, I didn't finish my sentence there, did I? So Tom's going to tell us a little bit about the discussion circle that we're starting.
Good morning, Unity. So we have, oh, thank you. So strange up here. Anyway, I'm excited to invite you to our first discussion group out in the courtyard after service. We'll get started about 15 minutes after service ends. And it's an opportunity for personal reflections, connections, and discovering inspiration. It's not so much to critique the talk, it's about what you received and to share that with others. Your reactions, your challenges that are evoked, the opportunity, and perhaps a new pathway that you have discovered from the talk. So we're going to be out right by the library, bookstore, where the setup is to watch outside. We're going to make a circle and join me. I'll facilitate the first few sessions, and then there'll be other facilitators, and if you would like to facilitate, please see me, and we'll put you on the list and schedule. So thank you so much. See you out there.
Thank you, Tom. And also, we have a monthly community connection circle, so that'll be online, and that'll be facilitated by Corey Beadle and second Sunday of each month. So lots of ways with these groups and with what Tom is doing today and other ways to really get some good conversations, some good connections, get some good community. And then our guest speaker for the Juneteenth service will be our very own Dr. Cindy Acker. I always want to say Reverend Dr. She's a reverend in heart. She's a great speaker. She's such a wonderful part of our community. And one thing we'll be celebrating is food. So if you have any or if you know how to make it, bring soul food. It's going to be a theme for our Juneteenth. So be great. A couple other things. We are celebrating Gay Pride on Sunday, June 30th, and that'll be at 10 a.m. And one thing I've learned from this stage, which I think is a theme I carry through June, is we're not here to tolerate differences, we're here to celebrate differences. So this is really a time for unity to stand up and show that. And on that same day, we'll have Reverend Linda Martella Whitsett, and she'll be here from 12 to 2. And I'm talking about, this is going to be Nurturing Spiritual Community, What is Your Superpower? Great talk. One other monthly event we'll be having is the Prosperity Co-Creator Circle with Linda Anderson Henry. I don't know if she's here today. She's not here, but anyway, she has served on the board. She's really a savvy financial business person and brings the spirituality into it. So it'll be a great chance, and that's starting on July 1st. Could the chaplains please rise? So we recently installed our new chaplain circle, and these wonderful prayer angels are all taught in and trained and committed to serving our community with the foundation of prayer. Any concern, any joy, any sorrow, it's something you can share with them. It's held in confidence and prayed over. They're wonderful. I highly encourage you to approach one of them after service today. Thank you for your service, chaplains. All right, can we bring in the youth and family?
Been looking forward to being on the stage here. So today we want to celebrate that yesterday Jaden turned 13. He's a teenager now. And in celebration too of Happy Fathering Day, Finn's going to play this button. We invite everyone to stand up and join us in this little celebration song, okay? You're going to sing it too, right, Grace? Okay, so ready? Take the thing. All right, I think you have to turn it over, right? And you know it, clap your hands. Okay. When you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, and you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. When you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. When you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. When you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. When you're happy and you know it, turn around. When you're happy and you know it, turn around. When you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it. When you're happy and you know it, turn around. Woohoo! All right. Woohoo! Okay, we're going to do a blessing now. I'm not sure how to turn this off because it's doing math now. Is it? I think it just went off. Okay. All right, let's do our blessing for our children here and all the children out there in the world. You are a perfect expression of divine light, We love you exactly the way you are.
Our prayer for protection of God surrounds us. And be happy because we know it.
Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Happy Fathering Day, everybody. We will see you in the courtyard.